Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
What do we have today?
Women discussing prenuptial agreements, sir.
Yeah. Prenups to me are just, it seems like a setup for it's for failure, you know? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, I totally
Maybe if I had more money, I would be indifferent, you know? So I'm like...
Women demonstrate why they only want a prenup when it benefits them. Welcome to Management Highlights Daily. The message of this channel is to protect yourself at all times. And in order to protect yourself, you need to know what or who to protect yourself from. This is another video that highlights one of the reasons why men choose to opt out. A prenup is a form of protection. However, prenups are not airtight. Judges throw them out in certain states. A woman can't say she signed it under duress. So what are you gonna do now? I still want to see John Cena's prenup because he made it airtight. If somebody has it, please send it to us. Female nature is selfish. It is what it is. Let these women talk long enough and they will always tell on themselves. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do because we men ain't we? Shit.
Yeah, people have very there's a lot of emotions tied to money, and but I think that conversation is necessary to have before getting married. I think it's a good idea because your values are placed in a lot of it is placed in money. How do you what's your relationship with it? How do we want to spend it? Do we want to have like a shared bank account? Like how is this going to work? It's good to
So y'all spoke about that?
We did. We got a lawyer and wrote out our wills.
You have a prenup?
And we have a prenup.
Really?
We're both practical, and it's really like unromantic, right?
I know, I said the same thing.
It's very it's a weird conversation to have because it's mapping out worst case scenarios.
Exactly.
If I die, where's this money go? You know, and it's just weird. I'm the one who wanted it, just because my family, I have some assets that I'm going to inherit from my family. So we just wanted to keep that separate.
Oh, so you did it.
Yeah, we did it. And he's so good at not taking things personal. You know, I'm like, this is just the family stuff to keep separate and everything else, you know. So it was pretty simple, and he's good at not taking it personal. Like, it doesn't mean anything about us. And we're both
How much are you inheriting?
Logic.
I'm just kidding. Look, baby girl, you need a daughter, I'll be it.
This is gold. I want you to pay attention to body language and first reactions. Give me 10 minutes and I'll know exactly what kind of woman I'm dealing with. And I'll show you how this works. Check this out.
You have a prenup?
And we have a prenup.
Really?
We're both practical, and it's really like unromantic, right?
I know, I said the same thing.
It's very from my family, so we just wanted to keep that separate.
Oh, so you did it.
Yeah, we did it. And
Ask the right questions and you will get the right answers, verbal or non-verbal. It's obvious that she is surprised that the Asian woman signed a prenup, but she is even more surprised that it was initiated by the Asian woman. I put the romantic reaction in there because that's one of the biggest reasons modern relationships don't work. Romance as the foundation of a long-term relationship is a recipe for disaster. And besides that, women are not romantic. They love romance, but they are not romantic. There's a difference. And that's why this is gold, because these women show us exactly what happens when the shoe is on the other foot, so to speak. Asian woman inherits valuable assets. Prenup makes sense. Black woman doesn't inherit anything. Prenup hurts feelings. Let's take it a step further.
luckily the conversation, it was really easy. We didn't have to pay the lawyer much because we just like agreed and then signed it. And it's funny because my sister, she just had the conversation with her partner. They already have kids and stuff, so they basically were married, but they made it official recently. And then they did the same paperwork, but the conversation was harder for them.
Really?
But I'm like, but I totally empathize. I'm like, it is a weird conversation.
It is a weird conversation, and plus they have children involved too. So those are it's like, so what are we doing about our kids? If you're worried about that, like I get prenups to me are just. It seems like a setup for it's for failure, you know? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, I totally
maybe if I had more money, I would be indifferent, you know? So I'm like...
Don't you just love it when they tell on themselves? I've said it many times on this channel. We don't hate women. We just expose the foolishness. And 9 out of 10 times, they do it themselves. Don't shoot the messenger. The manosphere keeps growing because there's an infinite supply of this foolishness floating around in this world. One more thing. The Asian woman is not off the hook. Just because she asked for the prenup doesn't mean she's not taking her husband's money. Listen.
Weird. I'm the one who wanted it, just because my family, I have some assets that I'm going to inherit from my family. So we just wanted to keep that separate.
Oh, so you did it.
Yeah, we did it. And he's so good at not taking things personal. You know, I'm like, this is just the family stuff to keep separate and everything else, you know. So it was pretty simple. And
Did you hear that? We wanted to keep that separated. But everything else, check this out.
And it's funny because my sister, she just had the conversation with her partner. They already have kids and stuff. So they basically were married, but they made it official recently. And then they did the same paperwork, but the conversation was harder for them.
Her sister had a difficult time with this conversation because her sister also wanted to keep her family assets separated and still take her husband's money. Listen, stop thinking with your dick and start using your big head. Asian woman married up. Black woman is dating up. Women in general are looking to date up and don't make their money to take care of a man. So a prenup only makes sense to a woman if she is the one that has something to lose. Let's take it a step further.
I mean, when I had this discussion with somebody, I was like, I moved from love. I'm not spiteful. If my husband were to bring it up, I'd be like, I don't know why I would help. I wouldn't help him but feel offended. So what do you mean? You want a prenup, you know? But I'm like, I know that it's a logical decision, and they say marriage is a business as well. It's like, this is your business partner, this is your life partner, this is also your finance. I'm very understanding and I get it, but in the same sense of like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not signing it. No, I'm just kidding. I would have to really think about it. I would be like, you need to have a good argument.
Yeah, I do think it depends on the person and the way it's presented too. Because I think sometimes it can be a way it's presented where it comes up. It really comes up like, I don't trust you, or I don't have
faith in this relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't move out of spite. I would never do anything spiteful. Even if I were to have children with a man, I would never move out of spite. I would always want my child to be involved in someone's life. And you never know situations. You never know scenarios. Everybody's different. Every relationship, everything is different. But I just know I'm not a spiteful person. Like I said earlier, I was like, I don't hold grudges long enough. You know, I'm like, I genuinely am just not a spiteful person. So I don't see in any way, if anything, I'm more prideful. I'd be like, fuck you and that money. You know, so I'm like, you know, so it's like, how dare you bring a prenup in it? But I don't know. I get it. People holding value to what they're rightfully own, you know? So I get it. It's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Do I like it? I don't know.
I feel like
You see that she gets it, but doesn't get it at the same time. And the reason why this happens is because the emotional aspect trumps the logical. And this is why I eat these college-educated women for breakfast, because they are good at making tests. Women graduate more than men, so they've proven that they can make a test. They've proven that they can give the right answer. I'm telling you to be careful with these women in the manosphere. It's easy to give the right answer. It's not that easy to make the right choice. You see it when these women take away your kids. You see it with the high percentage of women committing paternity fraud. You see it when women claim there is a gender pay gap. Women know exactly what's going on, but the emotional trumps the logical. I feel. The moment she leads with that, run! Get to the chopper! I don't care what she says. I'm not a spiteful person. I don't hold grudges too long. Fellas, protect yourself at all times. Check this out.
You wouldn't really know because emotions are high, and like I like to think that because I'm very prideful too. Like I'm not the type that would like fight for things. I'm like, you really want to fight?
You want to do that? Exactly.
You can have it. I'm gonna start over.
Unless you completely have me messed up, and then it's just like, now I'm taking everything you got.
I think, you know,
it's just, I'm like, damn, am I spiteful? I don't know.
The other extreme.
If you listen to women, you see a pattern. They speak from a position of innocence, assuming it's only the guy who can do wrong in the relationship. And Western society still has that mentality. Amber Heard took full advantage of it. Johnny Depp was guilty until proven innocent. I mentioned paternity fraud. 30% of men are not the biological father. This is 30% of men that actually take the paternity test. Not all men. Who knows what the percentage would be if paternity tests were mandatory? What I'm saying is, women can be abusive, can cheat on you, have a baby with another man, divorce you for no reason because of no-fault divorce, and still take your money, your assets. Stop the foolishness. I took my talents overseas, I've got a woman here, and I still protect myself at all times. I made it clear from the start, if she was not on my program, it was not gonna work. But like I said, I'm overseas, different culture, small town, I'm good. Shit.
Like, okay, you want to do
There's
this?
extremes.
Well,
There's so there's no gray with me. So I guess you are probably right. Maybe you should get that prenup.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.